think of like what elevator problem I've asked and final before. I think one that I've done is elevator blocks on top of each other inside. Like that, I think I've done. So let's give the first block a mass of 50, second block a mass of 10 kilograms. Let's say the elevator is going downwards with an acceleration of 2 meters per second squared. Yeah, let's do that. So then what can I ask? I can ask like a variety of things. Let's say, let's do it in 2 parts. So let's say, what's the normal force between the elevator and the blocks? And then B, what's the normal force between the 2 blocks? Is this like roughly the kind of elevator problem you're thinking?
Yeah.
Okay, so the problem here is that like, okay, we have multiple choices of what the system could be. Is the system the elevator with the blocks? Is the system each individual block? Like it's totally not clear what the right thing to do here is to split up the blocks. We're looking for a normal force, so obviously we need to do some kind of Newton's law, right? That's how we're going to find the normal force. But it's not clear exactly that's the problem. So let me just try a couple of things, right? The first thing I might say is entire system. Okay, entire system, you should immediately see kind of fails. Because if the whole thing is the elevator, and I start trying to draw forces on the elevator, none of those are going to be between the elevator and the blocks or between the blocks. All that stuff is going to be internal to the elevator. So it would be like FG. I don't know how the elevator is being lifted. Presumably there's like an FT. But like that's not going to be helpful. Because none of those forces are what I want to know. So let's first do elevator plus blocks. Let's try to draw, sorry, I guess I don't mean that. Blocks together. So let's draw the free body diagram of the blocks as one sort of piece. There's an FG. That FG is the direct initial force on the entire thing, all the blocks. So this will be like M1 plus M2 times G. Right, the force of the gravity acting on all the blocks. There's also a normal force, Fn. That's the force acting between the elevator and the blocks. That sounds like the one I want, right? I'm looking for the normal force between the elevator and the blocks, and this is, you know, if I draw like a little dotted line for the whole thing, right? That's the 2 blocks together. That Fn is the thing that's acting right there in between the elevator and the blocks. So this is the thing that's going to help me get that Fn. So I got to do Newton's second law. I'm going to sum all the forces in the y direction. There's only 2, right? Fn is going up. Fg is going down. So that's summing all the forces. I gotta write Ma now. And actually I know what the acceleration is, so I'm gonna write Ma. And actually I have to be careful because the acceleration is going downwards, right? So somewhere in here I need a negative sign. I wrote this as a positive 2, so I'm gonna put the negative sign right there, saying that I'm only going to include the direction here. That's just because I wrote A as 2. If I wrote A as minus 2, I could have just written that. Whatever. Okay, so now it's pretty easy. Just solving for Fn is just moving Fg to the other side. Minus Ma plus Mg, where I can place F2 with Mg. Let me try to do some multiplication here. Sorry, these M's are total M's. I wrote it as the sum here and didn't write it here. So I'm going to write total M. M equals 60 kilograms. All of these things are all total. Just to be clear. I should probably have written each one as M1 plus M2 just to be clear. Okay, so this is 60 times 2 plus 60 times 10. That's minus 120 plus 600, or 80. Cool, so and that makes sense because, well, we can think of it a variety of different ways, right? I mean, so the normal force is 480. What's the gravitational force here? It's about 600, right? 60 times about 10. So the normal force is smaller than the gravitational force because the thing is accelerating downwards, right? Gravitational force has to be bigger than the normal force for it to go downwards. Cool. So let's do the second part. So I only have one more option, and that's breaking the blocks into two pieces. Blocks separately. So that's like, here's the top block, here's the bottom block. Each of them have a gravitational force pulling downward, but they're separate, right? This is now FG1 and FG2. The block at the top has a force from the bottom one, right? The bottom one is holding off the top. So you could call it a normal force, but I've been talking about it as like a contact force between block 1 and block 2. So typically I write, sorry, I switched. No, that's right, 1, 2. Typically I write 1, 2, right? So that's the block of 1 acting in the block of 2. The book talks about this as a normal force. It is a normal force, but it doesn't really matter what you call it, right? It's the force between 1 and 2. As soon as I write that, I should know from Newton's third law that there's a force acting on this guy, right? It's the equal and opposite force. So it's acting downwards, F2 on 1, and it has the same size as the upwards one. So I don't know what it is, but if I knew what it was, I would know both of those forces. There's one more force acting on the bottom, and that's the normal force, which actually we calculated already. We already know the normal force is 480. So now we have to just make sure, like, what's the normal force between the two blocks? That's F12. That's this guy. I can calculate it using either free body diagram. I'm not sure which is going to be easy. This one has less forces on it, so it's likely this one will be easier, so let's do that. So when I calculate the sum of the forces on that block in the y direction, I get F12 is upwards. I get FG2 is downwards. I should write MA. Now I have to be careful about which MA I mean. This is just that block, so this is just M2. And the acceleration should be just the acceleration of the second block. But of course the elevator, the entire elevator is moving at 2 meters per second squared. The whole thing blocks the elevator end. So this has the same acceleration. So the one on the right is minus M2A because it's going downwards like the minus sign means, with the same acceleration as the other. And now it's just a matter of rearranging to get F12. F12 minus M2 times A plus M2 times G. So notice there's no evidence of any other M's in this equation at all, because it all came from a Newton's second law and it was only on one force, not only one object. So this is not M1 plus M2, this is all M2. So I can try to estimate that as M2 is 10 times 2 plus 10 times 10 is the gravitational force. So that's minus 20 plus 100 is 80. So that's the contact force between the two blocks. I could have done the exact same thing here. I would have gotten 80 newtons if I had done this, which we can check if you want. We could also just believe it. Actually, just like Fn minus Fg1 or something. Is that right? 80 minus 20 plus 100. Yeah. Is that okay?
If you put it on 2-1, would that be negative?
That's a great question, right? So it should be minus 8 because this thing is downwards, right? Now where the minus sign goes, I'm not sure. You might put the minus sign, like you put the minus sign in the equation like this, the minus sign would go away, right?
Yeah.
But I think it's better just to say same value in the opposite direction. So it will be 80, but it will be pointing downwards. Yeah. seems to me the way to make these problems work is remember to break them into two pieces, and then just remember the sign of it. So, you know, if this is negative, just don't break it. Anything else about this problem? Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, yeah. No, so this is F1 on 2, so it's block 1 acting on block 2. Yeah. So let's just label it this is 1 and 2, and this is like it holding it up. Yeah. That's why I switched it when I wrote this. This is now 2 acting on 1. That's sort of. Okay. Any other questions on this? Or can we move on? Okay. I mean, that's kind of my list. Unless we want to do a projectile motion problem, that's fine. I do kind of think we have a bunch, but I'm going to do it if you're interested. I don't know. Opinions? Yeah? I mean, is there any projectile motion that like you remember as being hard or annoying? The sailboat? Yeah, I mean, we can do that exact one. I have to be a little careful with projectile motion because some of those can make quadratic equations and you won't have to do one of those in the exam. So I have to be a little careful how I construct it. And that one is well constructed to make sure that that doesn't happen.